everyone, and welcome back to another Cabral Concept. I'm Stephen Cabral, board-certified naturopathic doctor, and today on our Weight Loss Wednesday show, I teased it a little bit yesterday, a little bit at the end of last episode. If you didn't tune in yesterday to the Total Wellness Tuesday, never drink this with meals. You have to check that out. Great episode. It's what should be common knowledge, but it's not. And so if you're drinking this one particular beverage with meals, you are greatly decreasing your digestive strength, and you are also going to cause more bloating, more burping, more gassing, more of all the digestive-based issues that we don't want, and also creating more toxins in the body from improper digestion. So check that out if you haven't already. Loved that episode myself because it is a tip that certainly helped my digestion and changed a lot of what I did and what I drank with meals. Okay, so up next, today, we're talking about how to spot reduce belly fat. Now, it's often been said, and rightly so, that you cannot spot reduce fat anywhere in your body, okay? And they looked at it in terms of exercise. And what they found was even if you train that area, like the muscles in that area, let's talk about like the arms, it was hard to spot reduce the body fat just in your arms. What they found was just like it wasn't clinically significant, but they did find that you were able to decrease a little bit of fat when producing more lactic acid in that area. But it was so minute that it really didn't matter. So what they found was this, that when you're exercising, when you're just following nutrition, your body's going to lose weight where it's going to lose weight on its terms first, right? That's kind of like how the body works with its own little genetic code. But you can lose all the body fat that you need to without a doubt. It just may take it more so from someone else's, like under their armpits, and some people might lose it around their belly first, and some people might lose it on their hips first. It does depend on the person, okay? But, and this is a big one, it has now been shown, and I've seen this over the last 20 years, you can spot reduce belly fat. Amazing, amazing. And the reason is this, that your stomach fat, a lot of it comes from blood sugar imbalances and a higher production of cortisol. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that when your body is stressed, meaning like even if you're exercising, over-exercising too much, like a lot of what I talked about before, like how boot camps can just be too intense on the body and way too long. Nobody needs to exercise for an hour. Unless you're an athlete, like that's your job and you're doing the proper recovery, an hour of exercise is completely unnecessary. Absolutely completely unnecessary, especially high-intensity exercise for an hour. Just unfounded and unnecessary. 20 minutes to 40 minutes, fantastic, of high-intensity exercise, but certainly not an hour. That's going to increase cortisol. It's going to decrease testosterone. It's going to decrease metabolism in the long run, just too catabolic. But the other thing that increasing cortisol does, meaning like from too much stress from your life, from improper gut function, from the body just being too stressed overall, both mentally and physically, also called psychologically as well as physiologically, it's going to produce more sugar. And that's because when you're in the fight or flight mode, when you're in that sympathetic nervous system, the go, your body needs an immediate fuel, and that is not body fat. That's slow fuel to burn. And that's great, but it's slow. It's like when you're more relaxed, when you are sleeping, it's going to burn a higher percentage of body fat. But when you are stressed, your body needs sugar, and it's actually going to increase blood sugar levels on its own, which is why it's been found when you have a lot of caffeine, like a big cup of coffee, it actually increases blood sugar levels. That should be impossible, right? There's no sugar in coffee. Like, how can that be? Well, it's because of this fight or flight, this stress-based mode. And I work with a lot of diabetics, both type 1 and type 2. And when they do an intense exercise, I won't name the type of exercise that it is, meaning like exercise program, their blood sugar level goes from like a normal 100 as a type 1 diabetic to over 300. Again, no food, nothing but water, just their workout, an hour later, 300. So please believe me, please understand that this is science, that there's an issue going on with stress and body fat. Okay. So, of course, you have to limit your sugar in your diet, right? Because limiting your sugar directly, especially from beverages like sodas and even fruit juices, lowering those will allow you to spot reduce belly fat. Because when you have sugar in your bloodstream, your body's going to try to pull that. First, it's going to use it, hopefully, and store it as liver glycogen. It's going to store it. Your liver will store some sugar. Great. And then some will be stored in your muscles. Okay, great. And then the rest is in your bloodstream, and it's going to maintain somewhere like around 70 to 100 particles of sugar. We'll just call it particles because it's an easier term to use. But the rest, your body's going to actually send out larger amounts of insulin. And that insulin is then going to pull it into the cells, ideally and hopefully. But that sugar, if it's not being used as fuel, can easily be stored and create a larger amount of adipose tissue. So we'll take your adipose tissue, your fat stores, and we'll make them larger. It'll basically balloon them up, okay? And it will do that very, very specifically. It does it for your whole body, but it will do it very specifically around the belly button area and right over the hip bones, kind of like the love handle area, right? Really important to look at that, okay? So if we know that higher amounts of stress will also increase sugar levels as well, and taking in more sugar from our diet is going to add this excess blood sugar. Well, those two things, if we know that that adds body fat there, taking those away, really easy, right? Common sense. Removing those, lessening those will spot reduce that belly fat. And that's what they've now found through research. We kind of already should have known and have known, like, okay, eat less sugar and your belly fat goes down. But the interesting thing was it really spot reduced the belly fat, meaning like people lost an inch in their waist in a week when doing certain things to lower inflammation, which happens when you lower blood sugar, and it happens when you lower cortisol as well. Your inflammation levels decrease. So really important when I'm helping clients say, okay, you have an event in 2 weeks, you're going away on vacation in 2 weeks, you want to look your best, your wedding's coming up, whatever it might be, or you just want to lose some belly fat. That's healthy too, because the smaller your waist, to a certain degree, right? We don't want to take this too far, but the smaller your waist and the larger your hips, again, don't take it too far, is a really healthy thing in terms of cardiovascular disease and certain types of cancer. It's called your waist to hip ratio. We want a smaller waist. All right. So here's what we want to do. We want to go lower glycemic with our diet. The majority of our carbohydrates are going to come from our vegetables, and we can certainly, if we're not looking to lose too much weight, we can keep some of the good yams and sweet potatoes and other things in there. Some people like rice and oatmeal and quinoa. Okay, but we're going to stay away from the higher glycemic foods, and that doesn't necessarily mean fruits, but we're going to just watch our processed food intake, and our beverages really should be water or some herbal tea or something like that. Okay, really, really important. The other thing that works extremely well is decreasing that inflammation. So you can do a full-blown detox, which is obviously the fastest way to decrease inflammation. You can do a 7-day, a 14-day, or a 21-day. And that right there will help you lose 5 to 10 pounds in a week, no problem, up to, let's say, 10 to 15 plus pounds in 14 days. And depending on how much weight you have to lose, 15 plus pounds in the 21 days. So that's a fast way to do it, all right? But you can also do an elimination diet. And what that elimination diet does is it cuts away a lot of those inflammatory foods. So when you're removing the dairy, when you're removing the gluten, when you're removing the soy, the corn, you're going to find the alcohol, you're going to find that the inflammation just, like it literally just, people in my practice all the time refer to it as kind of like sticking it, like the inflammation, the puffiness, it just goes away. That's one of the best things I think about doing a detox and elimination diet and just starting to eat cleaner, right? In my opinion, just dive in, do a nutritional plan that's going to be challenging for the first couple of days, right? Because your body literally has to detox from these sugars and this inflammation, all of this. Just give your body a chance to rest. That's really what it's about. Give your body a chance to calm down. Calm the nervous system, reduce those cortisol levels. You can take a couple of days off from exercise. You're going to be okay. And you're going to calm the body down from not having to spike the blood sugar all the time by putting in the fruit juices, the cereals, the muffins, the pastries, and the breads, and all of those things. Just give yourself a week off from that. I would absolutely do recommend that. And if it works for you, you can check out our Dr. Cabral Detox. It's just the simplest way to do it. It actually costs less money than food for the week, which is another reason why I brought it to people. It's half the price of what most people charge. And I do that is because it's simply the best thing that I know to help people who don't work with me personally. However, I don't want you to ever feel that you have to use anything that I use in my practice. If you're seeing a good functional medicine doctor, if you're seeing a good health practitioner, a naturopathic doctor, then by all means, use an elimination plan that they've outlined. If you've read a good book and you say, hey, here's a great plan that's going to reduce inflammation, it's going to balance blood sugar, it's going to balance cortisol, then great, do that. What I want you to do is just take that first step so that, yeah, reducing belly fat's great. It looks good. It's great for those vanity-based purposes, but it's also been shown to increase longevity, increase health, and that's what I'm all about. So let me know if there's any follow-up questions to this episode. Hopefully, I pretty much laid out what you do need to do, but if there's any questions, I will absolutely answer those on our weekend house call editions. So you can simply go to stephencabral.com/ask Cabral and let me know what wellness, weight loss, or anti-aging questions that you may have. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into today's show. And again, if it's helpful, if you think it could help anyone, family, friends, or coworkers, please do feel free to share this knowledge. Thank you again for tuning into the Cabral Concept. As a loyal listener, I wanted to reward you with a special savings code for the month of July. Typically, shipping is close to $10 for the 7-day Dr. Cabral Detox. But when you enter the promo code July Detox, you'll be upgraded to free priority shipping. As you know, the Dr. Cabral Detox is the number one thing I use in my Boston practice and online to help people get well, lose weight, and feel great. Try it for yourself risk-free and start getting the results you deserve. To get started, simply go to drcabraldetox.com and enter the savings code JulyDetox at checkout. I look forward to seeing your success story soon.